Good morning. Let's get started on today's watch list stocks. LQMT, not enough liquidity yet, but I will keep it on watch every day until I make a trade on this one because I'm confident at some point I will be making a trade on this one. We can see that it's starting to make a shelf of support at 44 without additional volume. It probably will break that shelf just like it did at the 50 mark right here. This shelf appears to be a little bit stronger than the 50 mark did. So maybe 44 is the turning point, but again, we're going to need to see some sort of catalyst come into the stock. Even if we can't predict what that is, I'd like to see some run up in volume to signal that something might be taking place. If that doesn't happen, then there's a good chance it could fade all the way down to 33. So not much has changed here other than it's starting to make a platform right here at 44. No position right now. CHTL played this one successfully from here in the past all the way up to here for a nice profit. And since it's pulled back, it's starting to move again, so it's on my radar. A break of 19 might signal a run to 21. If it can get through 21, this resistance from right here, then we'll probably see a move up to 24 or 25. So basically I'm watching two things. Break 19, how strong is it? Can it break 21? And if it can break 21, I'll try and get out before 25 because I think it'll sell off in through here. I'd have a hard time believing that it could get through this resistance here. Stock has a really nice move, pulls back. The next move is weaker. The next move is weaker than the previous. So if this move is going to follow that trend, then we could possibly say that 22 would be the high, or 23 showing a lower high, okay, on the next move, which still leaves some room to trade, but I would have rather picked up shares in through here. I just missed this volume bar this day. This would have been the day to add. So probably no trade, but you never know, which is why I'm throwing it out there. PLPE started to show some strength yesterday. You can see some buying came back into the stock. If we switch to the 1 minute, 3-day chart, you'll see that that took place at the end of the day. So see this volume that came back into the stock. Possibly somebody knows something that we don't. Possibly going to move up. I don't know. I still think this one could fall down to the 60s before it sees any signs of life again. But PLPE continues to be on my watch, having traded it successfully once already. JMBA, I've never taken a position in before, but I picked the company up right around here when it started to break out. I didn't want to trace it. In hindsight, it would have been a nice move. Just the same, 20 cents with this type of volatility in market cap isn't that big of a deal to miss. What I'm looking for now is whether or not it'll establish support at this shelf right here. See this shelf of support? Once it breaks that area, it becomes support, and you can see it's starting to fade into that area. Look for a sideways trading pattern, much like this shelf right here, and then the idea is if some good news or something comes into the company, maybe it pops back up and challenges this area right here. ZLCS, traded this one successfully in the past. What we had there was an ascending triangle. So now what I'm looking for is correction, just like we did on Cool back in the day. See if it can hold, a line of support. Worst case scenario, I would say, 250 could be the touchdown area depending on how much it sells off. But right now I'm watching for support. I'm looking for a sideways trading action that starts to curl up just like this. That will show me that people are accumulating shares at higher lows and it could move again. All right, so CLCS was a previous winner, and I like to keep track of companies that I've played successfully and take new positions once they consolidate. USAT, same story. Played this one successfully from down here, or alerted it successfully from down here, traded it successfully from in through here, and we had that ascending triangle breakout play with trough 1, trough 2. Now it's pulled back basically to support. I was hoping that 260 would be support, but it looks like maybe 250. Hard to say. I won't take a position in a stock that's selling off like this. There's no sense. Better to wait and see where it settles and starts to turn back up before grabbing shares. It's okay to miss 5 cents in my opinion versus risk another candle like this. All right, so in my opinion, I don't try to guess the date of the reversal. Usually stocks just don't turn and go right back up. You saw it kind of do that here, but that was in a period of strong uptrend. Now we're starting to develop a downtrend here. It's definitely broken trend, let me put it that way. All right, so that's USAT. AEZS, same thing. This is a stock that it didn't trade, but it was at the top of my watch list, and I know some of you trade. We get the same ascending triangle breakout play right there. You got the top trend line, trough 1, trough 2, trough 3, period of higher lows where the stock accumulates on the dips and gets stronger. Eventually at the apex, it breaks to the top side. Now that it's pulled back, we'll try and, again, identify support. Need to see some sideways trading action. Need to see it kind of fade slowly and then build back up to assume that strength's coming back into the stock. And then the last two that are on watch this morning, COOL, played this one successfully right here, bought shares here, played it into the squeeze right here. All right, now it's developing a new shelf. You get the gap down yesterday, and we can see an area of support right there. You have the previous price action, you have these lows, and now it's kind of settling in through here. I'm going to watch to see if it trades sideways, and then I'll look for a catalyst that could drive it back up into the fours. If that's the case, could be a nice 70-cent trading range between where it's at 330 and where it can trade to up and through here at 415. See how that works out, and this would then make what would be an ascending triangle. You have a period of higher lows, you get a trough, if it starts to cup up, if it starts to cup in through here, okay, then this would be trough 2, and for an ascending triangle to be valid, it needs to have 2 troughs. Last one is my favorite, and that's going to be, oh goodness gracious, I can't even believe the ticker has slipped me. LOCM. There we go. All right, LOCM. There's the earnings. Panic sell. Tried to pick up shares post-market here at 363. It didn't quite make it that far. I'm sorry, right here. It didn't quite make it that far. It basically dipped all the way down to 390. You can see that it sold down to 367. I'll watch now. No rush here. Same as any other play that's dipping. Let's see where it bases, and let's start to see it turn back up. Again, here's your last gap down. You've got the gap down, then 4 days sideways. So you start to develop a base. Anybody who jumped in early thinking this was the reversal point got hit with some bad news. $5 all the way down to 360. I'm sorry, 330. So what we're going to watch now, or what I'm going to watch, is whether or not this stock trades sideways. If it doesn't hold this support here, you can see this price action support from the run that we played successfully, the pullback, making a higher low, and then the run, and now the dip, and it comes down to that price action at 360. If it holds there and goes sideways and starts to accumulate back up, I'll look for a position. But I'll wait longer than 4 days based on what happened back here. I'm looking for something more like this, okay? Still a chance that this company gets picked up by another company, and the outlook moving forward looks pretty good. So there's a chance that it trades back up. Just right now, there's a lot of negativity and panic selling surrounding the stock. So we'll see where that settles. That's it for today. That's the watch list. A lot of stocks that I've traded before, but you'll see that my watch list are comprised of stocks that I've traded before. I like to get familiar with the company, understand the management, understand how it trades, and I think that increases the probability of being successful with penny stock warfare. Okay, have a great trading session today, everybody.